Denise?
We have Denise. Is Denise here today? I'd like to call Denise.
Yes.
Good afternoon, everyone. I didn't know my name was put on the list to speak, so um, obviously I'm a mother. I lost my son in 2019. He was 18 years old, and he was my only child. So I know many people here know what the pain feels like. It's never ending. It's every day. And I know we're all wanting to stop the gun violence, stop what's going on. Whether there's one concrete solution, I don't know. But if it's one thing that I realized about my son's life, um, I tried to be different from my parents. Like, some of us grew up in homes that were dysfunctional. We grew up with parents that didn't know how to love their kids, right? And that feeling of emptiness and not being appreciated, maybe in my generation we're a little bit tougher, but the kids nowadays are not as tough. And dealing with my son's friends, I was like everybody's mother in his friend group. And if it's one thing that I realized is that I stood alone in everything that I did, right? I try to break all the dysfunctions that even I myself was raised with, and I try to do the opposite with my son. I myself, as a young lady, when I had my son, I had to teach myself how to love, because I didn't know how to love. When I look at my son sometimes and he does good in school or he was in basketball, I literally had to subconsciously tell my mind, give him a hug. So I say this to say that we're in a time where everybody's for themselves. Nobody looks out for anybody else. We become selfish. It's no longer the community that raises a child. And I can say from experience, I wish my son had that. I wasn't afraid to ask for help. I knew he just needed a support system. It's a child that didn't have a consistent dad in his life, and he wanted that man figure. And when you ask people for help, just to say, take him out. McDonald's, a restaurant, I will even give you the money for both of you. Just give him somebody, something to look up to. And I watched that emptiness destroy my child. He wanted the future, he had everything laid out for him. Because I chose that I was gonna love my child, I was gonna put good into him. And we have to think about nowadays what we put into our children, if we even put anything into our children. We need to start talking to our children, finding out what they wanna be later on in life, right? I know with my son from a young age, he loves science. I always got him a whole bunch of science books with science projects. We sat down and we did it together. He didn't have much time to socialize and hang out because I made it a duty to put him in extracurricular sports. And then as he got older, I put him in a rep sport. And we have to realize a lot of these kids don't have anything to do, whether their parents can't afford it, whether their parents feel that it's a waste of money. I've raised my son with a lot of people telling me what I've done. Who has time for that? It's a waste of time, waste of money. You have time to do all of this. And it's like, what we need that time to put into our children. Because if we're not going to do it, we are going to lose them as we are in today's day at a rapid rate. And that's just my message today. I mean, whether you're here today, whether you know somebody else, another mother, get to know your children, talk to them. Because dealing with my son's friends, I realized the emptiness and sadness that they feel, like nobody cares. And that's sad. Right? I have parents that you sit there and you read your son's report card. I said every single word on that report card. That it's important for me to know what's going on in my son's life in the school system. And I go, it's time for us to sit down and discuss his future as well. Most of these kids don't have a future. They just can't wait to finish high school and that's about it. A lot of us parents are enabling our kids not to be successful, not to be motivated, not to be go-getters. And we need to start putting into our children what we want them to be. All of us have come from different walks of life. I mean, I don't I don't know what it's like to be marginalized. I don't know what it's like to come from a certain community. My parents came here. I'm grateful that they provided an excellent life for us. They built a foundation. They realized the system, the school system, the discrimination. So we were well educated on things to look for, things that we experience. And we need to start doing that. What your child likes, cultivate it. Make them feel like they're good at something. So if they like math, give them math assignments. Give them something else, but always contact them. What do you want to be in life? Help them to figure out where they want to go, because most of these kids have no clue. Nobody has ever asked them, and nobody has ever invested in them. And that's my message today. Please invest in your children. Give them more of your time. It's a sacrifice, but it's a sacrifice that's worth doing. I stand here and I did everything that I was supposed to do with my son. We were best friends, and I still lost him. And it's unfortunate. But we're in a society here where many kids are lost. His friend circle, half were good, half were going in the wrong direction. I tried to tell him drop his friends, but I know that was an unrealistic ask. Children can't go through high school being a loner. They need that surrounding. And as much as I tried to put into him to drop them, my son was probably like myself and me, where he got it from. I'm always wanting to help people. And his goal was always to help his friends, that he realized that they did not have parents that even cared about them. So he was their motivator. And that was his drive in life, to help people. And at the end of the day, that is why he's not here today. Because he was trying to give his friends something that he had, that he saw that they were not getting. He realized that his friends didn't think about a future or a life. So I ask all the parents who are here that still have kids, friends that you know, stand up for each other, be there for each other. I struggled with my child more because I was the only parent that was doing what I was doing. So it becomes stressful when you have nobody to turn to talk to. When your child says, when nobody else does this, it becomes even harder. But support your one another. I still have majority of my son's friends, 6 years going on in my life. And I appreciate them, and I know why they're there is because who my son was, what he represented, and who I was to them. So they're my strength. I don't have anybody left in my life before my son. All of my friends eventually walked away. It's a lonely path to trod, but these young adults that looked up to my son are still there, and that's what keeps me. That's not the only thing that keeps, that's one of the things that keeps me going, is because I know I love them and they love me. And it shows me all the time what an amazing and awesome son I had, that they still carry the love for him, dedication for him. They're out there every birthday, every memorial. And it brings joy to my heart that I can say my son left a legacy behind.
Thank you.